everybody, it's Ravenflower. I promised you some videos. I'm going to try to get some videos done. So if you see, I have now moved my altar space. I think you guys have seen that video. If you haven't, go ahead and watch it. But I've moved my altar space up to my room so I wouldn't be disturbed. I found that there's a lot of my family members that like to walk in and mock me while I'm videoing. I'm probably pretty easily mocked. But anyhow, I can't concentrate. I just can't concentrate downstairs to save my life. So I'm up in my room, and I can show you. I'm looking out my window. I have it opened on the back side of my altar, and there's some squirrels playing out there, and it's like totally cute. I'm going to turn you around so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. And I don't know if you can see the little squirrel. He just passed by. See if I can show you down there. I don't know. Do you see him? But this big tree is out in front of our house, and they were going to cut it down, and my husband and my daughter were like, no, don't cut it down, we love our tree. So anyhow, tree stays, and it's right outside my bedroom window, and I love it because birds and little squirrels, and we have a little squirrel family that lives in there, and every year she has 2 or 3 babies, and so we get to watch her, bring them up. It's totally cute. Anyhow, so I'm upstairs. Upstairs is nice, and so behind you is my altar space, and you're on the working side of the altar. So my mothers are watching me watching me do this. I also hung up some tapestries that I had, and let me give you a little tour over here. I have this big old thing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a tall wooden structure that was my mother-in-law's. I think I need more light. But I got these little bottles, these little bottle doohickeys, and I thought that they would be perfect. I can have my big working altar downstairs, or I guess my kitchen stuff. My kitchen witchery happens downstairs, and so I've got lots of large jars of herbs and resins and all kinds of stuff, and that's all downstairs. But I can bring them up. I can have little versions of them, little tidbits here with these jars and these little doohickeys that I found. I got these on Amazon.com. I think it was $6 for like a set of 12. So that's what I did. So I'm gonna label them up and have kind of the same stuff upstairs as I do downstairs, just in a smaller form. And I think that will do me well, because otherwise I'm going up and down, up and down, up and down the stairs, and it's kind of annoying. So I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to try to get a few videos done today. So if you see me in the same clothes or in the same background, I think that's where I was going with all of this. Keep in mind, I've got a little bit of time, and I'm feeling good, and before I have to go and have coffee with a friend and then go meet another friend, I'm going to try to get this done for you. I wanted to talk to you guys about the term go with the flow, or let it roll off your back, or be the bigger person, and that kind of stuff. And I know that it has to do with a lot of maturity, emotional maturity, physical maturity in some ways. But my husband, because I am an emotional being, and I am I am an empath, so therefore emotions sort of rule my world, and I'm in the process of learning how to control that. But he's always like, why does this bother you so much? It shouldn't bother you. You should be a duck. Let it roll off your back. Let it, you shouldn't get so worked up. It shouldn't affect you this way. Well, yeah, sure, it shouldn't. However, certain things do affect certain people in different ways. I get the term. I understand the go with the flow, rise above it, do all that other stuff. But I also feel that I need to address this, or at least my way of thinking about it. It really is circumstantial. It depends on what it is. As a mom, as a parent, there's certain things that you do not go with the flow. You've learned that it either incites really bad behavior, or there was a lesson to be learned for both you and the child. And if you didn't, step in and freak out a little bit, then things wouldn't get done, and it just would kind of upset the balance, if you will. So there's things like that that I don't feel go with the flow is appropriate. If somebody's hurting my kid or they're hurting themselves, then I'm stepping in, I'm freaking out, and I'm going to turn into a mama bear. It's just going to happen. I'm also that way with my friends. I was stuck in the middle. There was a friend that was being cheated on, and I knew. And, there's that age-old question, like, do I step in? How much of a friend do I really need to be? Is that hurting my friend if I say something? Well, or am I not being a friend if I didn't say something? That whole, moral, where's the moral line? Where do you cross it? And I let it slide for a little bit, and then I told my friend. And she was completely pissed off at me, and I don't understand why. For a little while. Then she got over it. They ended up getting divorced. It was sticky and yucky. And then she came back to me and was just like, thank you very much for stepping in, because I don't know what I would have done she had found out in another way. And she sort of kind of knew it was happening, but she hadn't confirmed it yet. So that, I guess, empowered her to be a stronger person, a stronger human being, knows what she wants in relationships, knows what she doesn't want in relationships, and also helped prepare her to be a single parent. Had it just happened the way he wanted it to happen, which was, I'm just going to leave her high and dry and go with this other girl, she would have not had a house, she would have not had a checking account, she wouldn't have had a lot of things. It would have been really messy. So I guess my moral of the story is like, well, do you step in, do you not step in? I'm sure some of you have been in that situation, but that is not a go with the flow kind of thing. I'm not wired to be that way. And I know that there's many of us that aren't wired to be that. I've always been one that has to speak up for the small person. I've always got to find the justice. I got to fight for justice, which is totally perfect that Bridget is my, my primary, goddess. It's totally perfect that she is and that she found me. But I feel that sometimes in the metaphysical communities, we are told you need to let it go and go with the flow and, be the bigger person. And again, I say circumstantial, because I think there's a lot of things that we are denying, or a lot of instances where we deny ourselves. We deny our instinctual selves, our instinctual abilities to say, nah, that's bullshit, and I need to step in, or I need to say something, or I don't agree, or can you give me more information so that I can understand where you're coming from? Sometimes we're just scared to death to ask, and I don't understand that either. But I myself feel like I'm not meant to go with the flow. Now, if I'm stressed out, I've been stressed out, I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, I'm not being my normal self, then clearly I need to ground. I need to take that time ground. I need to meditate. I need to relax, and so that I can see the bigger picture and come back to, grip with reality. In the last, I would say, month, it has been extremely crazy at work, and a lot of emotional instability at work, a lot of hurt feelings and whatnot. I'm not going to have a problem walking away from this job, but I also, being who I am, still need to do, my very best, at work. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, sorry. I had to cough. Still getting over this cold. Luckily, my voice is back, so that's good. I don't sound like a crazy person anymore. But I'm burning some sandalwood, and it kind of got the back of my throat a little bit. But, okay, so back to, being at work. I still need to do my best job. I still need to do, for myself, for my soul, for my situation, I need to do the best that I can do. I need to put forth my best foot.
when you have difficulties with health, you have to be out. And a big part of my job can be done from home, but I'm not able to do so only because one person said so. And I think that's just absolute bullshit. On top of that, there's not like-minded people at work. Probably the only Democrat or, liberal or whatever you want to call me, because I'm sort of eclectic in my political views as well. Everybody else is starch, Christian, Republican. That's all they see, eat, breathe, and speak it all the time. And so it's like Trump Central at work, and it's exhausting. Let's see. The people that I work with, I like on a personal level. I don't like the way they work. I think things can be completely streamlined. I feel like we run in circles most of the time, and it drives me crazy. And me as a Virgo, I've already planned it all out and figured out a different way to do it, but nobody wants to hear me, even though it's my job to do so, and still I get held back. So I'm finding different ways to make money because this job is going to be going away, and I have an exit plan. It's going to be a year, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm just going to make it happen because I'm just tired of having things happen to me. I'm going to turn around and make it happen, and I'm going to manifest them through magic and manifest it through the universe and through love. I'm just going to conquer. I'm going to be the hero of my own life. If that makes any sense. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are going through the same thing. But you turn into 40-something and you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it for myself. So I will make it happen. So again, my husband's like, go with the flow. Why are you so freaked out? That's who that person is. That's who they are. Put them in their box and leave them there. Well, I don't like being treated badly. Shocker. I don't think anybody does. And I'm not necessarily the person to stay silent for very long. If I am being treated badly, I'm going to be like, look, bitch, you fucking up. And I ain't going to take much more. I can tell you, if you're a close personal friend of mine, they will all tell you, you will absolutely know where you stand in your relationship with me, because I'm going to tell you. I don't keep my mouth shut. And I think it's a gift, not a curse. Others may disagree. But again, being 40-something and being also in the workplace, you got to curb that. You can't say whatever you think. You can't just flow out the way you want to. So I find myself eating a lot of crow. I had done another video previously from my kitchen where I was like running from one thing to the next thing and had to do a quick video, and it's like, here I am trapped back in the same, thinking pattern. And I need to let it go, and I need to ground, and I need to do this. I'm all about grounding. I'm all about meditation. I'm all about, seeking advice from your god or goddess, or both, being quiet, being still, and listening. I think we all need to do that. We probably need to do it more frequently than we do. But I still feel that if your instincts are not to let it go, are not to go with the flow, we live in a society that so many people stay quiet. They stay quiet. If there's something that is tragic or, devastating or political or whatever, so many people, walk past a homeless person and don't even think to give them food or money for food or whatever. So many people have become callous, and it's like, oh, not my problem. And they're like, oh, it doesn't affect me. Well, you know what? It's humanity. It affects everybody. And we should be more concerned about certain things other than not. I'm not a go with the flow person. And I think that I'm okay with that. And so the purpose of this video is me rambling on about go with the flow, yay, go with the flow, nay. I'm going to say nay. I'm going to say nay most of the time because I feel that that's how the universe speaks to us through our emotions, but we also have to check it with our brain. It's like a head and heart balance. You got to do your research. You can't just blast Facebook whenever you want to and go on crazy rants, because after a while people are going to be like, you crazy, and you need to get a grip. But I also feel that you're having those I don't want to let it go feelings, or you are upset about a certain thing for a reason. It may be something that you need to work through, that you haven't worked through, that you need to work through. It may be something that you need to figure out help on a different level. I think that that's the universe speaking to us. If it's pinging you emotionally and it's kind of picking at you, then obviously there's something there that needs to be done. And whether that's speaking up, or whether that's working through it, or whether that's like, oh, I need to let it go, I think all of that is very personal, and you will know that when you come full circle. But I'm telling you now, not everything is let it go. Not everything is sunshine and roses. It's just not. That's not realistic. And certainly not realistic in magic, with dealing with the craft. Not every spell works. Not every incantation is beautiful. I think I can go back from like when I was, uber Christian, and you've got those people that pray very beautifully. Oh, Father God, da 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 da. It just flows out of them. Well, rock on for you. But guess what? God don't really care about that. The truth of the matter is, it can be beautiful. It can be awesome. You may be gifted, with the written word. You may be gifted, with the, with being articulate and whatnot, but there's others that just aren't. I have a huge problem with writing in a journal. I just don't do it. But I'm also dyslexic. And so where I do like to write my feelings out, it doesn't flow very well. I misspell a bunch of stuff. I get upset with myself, and then I decide just forget it. I won't do it. I'll get frustrated. So the incantation portion of writing your own spells, mantras, anything like that, or even meditations, I find myself going to guided meditations and also looking in books and maybe changing out some of the incantations to fit my own needs. But I feel like I need that piece of paper in front of me in order to say it. Otherwise, I can't seem to get it all out. I get discombobulated in my brain, and then I feel like I have to I need something to like kind of steady me. And I mean, yeah, sure, I'm still a new witch. I still got a long way to go. What am I? I'm in, what is this month? Probably month 8 of my walk. So I'm finding things that work and what don't work with me. But again, I could ramble on forever about all different kinds of things that work and don't work. But I do feel that we need to be candid with each other in regards to what works and what doesn't work. And for me, this go with the flow, I was going to say, feel good, warm and fuzzy, BS doesn't work for me. And in fact, when it's too much of the, fluffy stuff, I feel like it's fake. I feel like you're being fake, and you might as well be a used car salesman trying to sell me something. And so I'm out. Peace out. So I like the facts. I like to research. I like to look stuff up. I like direct, straight talk is good. But also, I'm not afraid of failure, and I'm not afraid of my emotions. And I don't think anybody should be afraid of their emotions or, what they're feeling. I think we need to be in touch with those emotions, balance it with grounding, meditation, research, study. Also, running it by some of your friends that you trust. Maybe not put it out there for the masses, because if you're working something out, you don't really want to embarrass yourself. However, there are certain people that, you probably feel more comfortable talking to about certain things, and you run it past them. Maybe they can give you some advice. Maybe they can see something that you're not seeing. So that's my go with the flow nay rant. Um, if you have any questions or comments, or if you're feeling the same that I am, then please, hit me up on Facebook or comment in the down bar. I will tell you that lately I'm having difficulty with replying to people in the comments on YouTube, and sometimes I'm not getting my notifications as fast as I normally would. I don't know what's going on. I have my computer downstairs crashed. I'm on my husband's laptop and my phone and my tablet. Boy, do I have enough technology? Probably yes. But then, so Facebook is a great way to get me. It's probably the easiest way, or email, either way. But I'm not ignoring you. I promise you. I will get to it. But if you have questions, comments, or you're going through the same thing, if you feel differently, let me know. If you think that it should all be sunshine and roses, then good for you. As for me, this is what I'm going through. So, heart stars and clovers, y'all. I'll talk to you soon.